Hey guys, Justin here with JHart Modelworks. So we are finally making some significant progress on the 1929 Ford pickup. Most of that progress is on the chassis, but let's go ahead and get the camera flipped around and take a look at what we've got. Alright guys, so like I said, most of our progress has been on the chassis, so we are going to start with that first. We do have our engine built and everything is painted up and looking nice. As I mentioned in the last video, the 302 I wanted to use in this just is not going to fit without a whole lot of modification to the cab that I just don't want to do. I want to get this done in time for the Scale Model Expo on the 18th of October. So we went and painted up and built the kit's engine, and that looks really nice. I do not have the intake manifold or the carburetors installed yet, and that's because there's not a solid fit. I'm going with the 2 carb setup that's in. I'm not using the kit's carburetors either, but even then it's just a flat base on the intake manifold and you glue the carbs on top of it. Very easy for them to get knocked off and broken while we're trying to mate this up to the chassis. Instead of using those, I have 3D printed up a really nice set of Stromberg 97 carbs. These are part of the Sports Navarro headset for Motoboss's flathead Ford. This is effectively just a 4-cylinder flathead. So these carbs have been used in a lot of the hot rodders that are doing these on the 1-to-1s and using the original engine. They use the 2 Stromberg 97s like this. And for that, I also have done some really nice trumpets. I've got a short set and a somewhat taller set depending on, what will fit inside the hood. So that's what we're going with for our carbs eventually. Now I took the kit's standard exhaust and glued the exhaust manifold and part of the exhaust tip, because this splits in half right there at that coupling, and then there's a sort of muffler that comes out and then it shoots out to the side, or there's another version that comes out like mine and then comes out the back. Both of them are really meh, so I cut it right there right at the bottom of the frame. I then 3D modeled and printed a coupler that would fit on the kit's exhaust pipe and made the other side fit my solder that I use. For exhausts, I use this 1/16 inch solder. So I made the other side of the coupler fit that, and then I 3D printed one of my mufflers and just ran my exhaust. I've got an exhaust hanger there and then another one here. So when I install this, like so, I've cut a notch out of the back of my chassis here, and that will just drop right into place like that. To finish off our exhaust, I've made an exhaust tip out of brass. I was going to 3D model and print this, but I said to myself, Justin, you always 3D model everything now. Go do some old school scratch building. And I took some brass tubing, I cut it to get myself a nice angle here, and I cut it to the length I wanted it. I then sanded all the edges and beveled the back end a bit, and then took a smaller piece of brass tubing and glued it inside here so it gives me a step down. And this is going to sit right on the end of this solder wire like that. I'm going to push this into about here, and that'll allow me to drop the tailgate if I want to without actually hitting and messing up my paint. But that's going to be about where the exhaust is going to sit. So I'm really happy with that. I then went and polished the ever-loving crud out of it. I mounted it onto a toothpick like this. And then I just polished it with Tamiya's coarse and fine polishes multiple times until I got a really nice finish on that. And then I hit that with a coat of the Mr. Hobby GX112 to seal the brass off so that it can't reoxidize and go dull again. So it'll stay this nice polished finish. Our front and rear suspension are in place as well. Now I lost this little piece right here, that little dark piece. That is the Pitman something or another. I'm not entirely certain. It has something to do with the suspension. But I had to 3D model my own and print that up. And I figured while I was doing that, I could modify the suspension a little bit and keep that actually functional. So while I was modeling it, I modeled a little locking ring to go over the end of the shaft, and that keeps this piece in place. This part locks into that really well. I actually had to cut it a little bit to actually get it to go in. I don't know how they expect you to get that in there the way they've got that model, because there's a little hook on the end of the shaft. So you would really probably have to just cut that little nub off and then glue it in place if you didn't hollow it out like I did. And then for this front end, I broke off the shaft that goes into the wheel hub. I ran a 0.5 millimeter piece of metal rod through it, and then I basically took some 1.5 millimeter plastic, drilled a 0.5 millimeter hole, and glued it onto the end of that metal rod so it locks it into place. So my suspension is functional. So I am pretty happy with that. The plug wires are wired in order. I was able to drill out the kit distributor to get all 5 wires in there. I will eventually add, once everything is together, I'll add an ignition coil and stub it somewhere in the engine bay. So that is pretty much my suspension and chassis finished. The one issue I am having with this still is my wheels and tires. It's really just a matter of preference. I don't like the kit tires at all. The kit tires are made of this vinyl. They're horrible. Glue does not want to stick to them. I have a whole gob of CA glue on here, and these parts still fall out. On top of that, there's no tread on the rear tires. There's some on the fronts. It's not very good. There's none on the back, and I just don't really like these. I also didn't really want to use these wheels. I wanted to use these Hallebrand wheels, like you would see on the Cobras. A lot of Mustang hot rodders add these on. They're a really nice wheel. These are 19-inch fronts and 20 rears from Z-Force Modelworks. My problem with them is they come with these really low profile tires. So even though this is really like a 17-inch wheel and this is a 20, it's about, the outer diameter of the tire is about 2 or 3 millimeters smaller than the kit tire. So when I put these in place, there's a bit of a gap. I'm sure it's really not too much of a gap. I will probably use these anyhow. But you see, these fill that wheel well just a tiny bit better. Now I've got a really nice set of Firestone tires, and I tried scaling these. I tried scaling the Firestone tires to fit around these wheels, and they would not have fit inside the wheel well. They made them just ridiculously oversized. My other option is to rescale the Firestone tires to match these tires, and then scale down the Z-Force Modelworks wheels and print a new set of wheels to fit inside those tires. A lot of extra work, and I'm not entirely certain that it's a really noticeable difference. We'll see. Let me know what you guys think about the wheels. We have a couple of more things to talk about real quick. For the interior, I showed you in the last video that I 3D modeled up my own interior gauge cluster because I lost mine. Story of my life. Most of the parts that I model are because I've lost the original kit parts. But this is how it turned out. I did use the ultra lumen chrome. I used some Vallejo black to do the compass up at the top and the rest of the gauges. That is actually an ignition switch, which is why it's not glossy like the rest of them. After doing the black, I then used some of this Let's resin, UV resin. I've been seeing Ed over at One Team Garage use this. Go check out Ed's channel. He's got a lot of really cool tips over there, but I've seen him using this and he has great results with it, so I tried it out. This is actually a really nice product, guys. They sell a kit on Amazon that has this resin as well as the UV light. It's not crazy expensive and it works a lot better than the Bondic that I've been used to using. So check out Ed's channel. I will put a link to him down in the description below. But that is my gauge cluster. And along that same lines, the last thing to talk about is I don't like the kit's tail light. The kit has one tail light. It sticks off to the side. You guys know I hate asymmetrical stuff like that. And it's just not very nice. It's on the chrome sprue. It's got the little license plate hanging off. It's not very nice. So what I did was I just 3D modeled up a set of these teardrop style taillights. I really like how those look. I did them with the ultra lumen chrome. I then came in and did some Vallejo steel in the center to get a really nice bright reflective finish. Some Tamiya clear red, just the acrylic stuff with a paintbrush, very tiny, very careful. And then again, I hit them with this UV resin stuff from Let's Resin to make the lenses, and that looks fantastic. So I'm really happy with the way these turned out. Alright guys, so that is going to be a wrap for this video. Thanks for hanging out with me and checking out my progress. I always appreciate you watching these videos. My next steps, I'm probably this weekend going to focus on the interior and getting that knocked out. I'm trying to get this finished up by October the 18th because the Texas Scale Model Expo is going on in Denton, and I would like to take it to that show. So, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get back to work, and I will catch you guys on the next one.